When did the family who called you a monster come crawling back for help? I was 25 when I refused to donate my kidney to my alcoholic Uncle Rick. He'd been drinking for 30 years straight. Started when I was a kid, showing up to family barbecues already wasted by noon, destroyed his liver, his kidneys, his marriage, his job, his entire life. But suddenly, I'm the villain because I won't give up an organ to someone who'd just destroy it again within 5 years. The whole thing started when Rick collapsed at my cousin's wedding, right there on the dance floor, yellow as a banana from liver failure. The doctor said his kidneys were shutting down too. He needed dialysis 3 times a week just to stay alive. That's when my mom called me crying. The doctors tested everyone. You're the only perfect match in the whole family. I drove 4 hours to the hospital that weekend, saw Rick hooked up to machines, looking like death warmed over. My Aunt Sarah was there, holding his hand, whispering about how this was his second chance. Second chance? This was his 15th chance. I pulled my mom aside. Has he stopped drinking? She looked away. He's in the hospital. He can't drink here. That's not what I asked. The truth came out slowly. Rick had been sneaking whiskey into his dialysis appointments. The nurses found bottles in his bag twice. He'd already been kicked out of one treatment center for showing up drunk. Family helps family, my mom screamed when I told her no. He's your father's brother. You could save his life. Yeah, the same uncle who showed up drunk to my high school graduation and called me a disappointment. The same guy who borrowed $3,000 from me for rent and spent it on a week-long bender in Vegas. The same man who told me I'd never amount to anything because I was too soft. But now I'm supposed to undergo major surgery, risk my own health, and give him a kidney he'd pickle within months? The doctors explained everything. 6 weeks recovery, lifetime of monitoring, slightly higher risk of kidney disease myself. Also, Rick could have a fresh organ to destroy. When I said no, they lost their minds. You're selfish, my dad yelled. He'll die without this. What kind of monster lets family suffer? My Aunt Sarah added. My cousin posted on Facebook about how I was letting her dad die. Got hundreds of comments calling me heartless. My own grandmother told me I was going to hell. They cut me off completely, blocked my number, told everyone at church I was a sociopath. My mom actually said I was dead to the family until I came to my senses. I moved to Colorado, started my own marketing company, built an amazing life, met Jake, got married, bought a house in the mountains. For 3 years, I didn't hear from any of them. Then Uncle Rick died. Liver failure, just like the doctors predicted. I found out through a mutual friend's Instagram story. Not even a phone call. 2 years after that, my phone rang at 7 a.m. Mom sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. Dad had a massive heart attack, triple bypass surgery, no insurance because he'd been laid off 6 months earlier. The bills were already at $200,000 and climbing. We need money, Mom cried. You're successful now. You have that big company. Family takes care of family. I sat there in my kitchen, coffee getting cold, listening to her beg for help. Like how you took care of me when I made my own medical decision. Silence. That was different. Rick needed you. You could have saved him. And where was my family when I needed support for making the right decision? Funny how that works. Please, she whispered. We're losing the house. Everything. Dad might not make it. I thought about that scared 25-year-old who got called a monster for protecting her own body. About the family who chose an alcoholic over their own daughter. I'll pray for Dad's recovery, I said. But I'm not your ATM. She didn't reply, just sniffled. That same silence I got the day they cut me off. But this time, I wasn't the one left crying. I hung up, poured my coffee out, and smiled. Some debts don't get repaid in dollars. They get settled in peace. I sent flowers to Dad's funeral 6 months later. The card read, "From your monster daughter who kept both kidneys." Mom called me crying about the inheritance taxes, the debt, losing the family home. I changed my number and moved to a new state. Jake and I are expecting our first baby next month. Some families are born, others are chosen. I chose better.